Congrats, Nishesh. How does it feel to be in the, have done so well at Roland-Garros for the first time in your career?
Yeah, obviously means a lot. I haven't had much experience on clay, so I don't know if I was really expecting this, but I still thought I would have a good chance today if I played well, and that's what I did. So really happy to get my first win here.
Congratulations. As this match unfolded, when did you start thinking you could do it today?
I mean, I think before the match I was still pretty confident, just because he hasn't had so many matches. I feel like I could raise my level in a match like this, but I would say midway through the second set, when it was getting closer to the second set tiebreak, and I was like, if I can get a 2-set still have lead, that's when you start thinking a little bit about the finish line, but then you have to go back to game by game and not try to get ahead of yourself.
How was it to hear so many scream your name in the audience?
Yeah, that's something I definitely wasn't expecting, but the atmosphere is crazy in the end of the third set, and again in the middle of the fourth set. Probably the best atmosphere I've had, most people cheering my name, so yeah, I'm not quite sure why they took a liking to me, but hopefully they can keep going.
Hello Nishesh, massive congratulations, your first top 10 win. I was wondering what was going through your mind after set 3. You got broken and then you broke back and then you missed a match point. How did you recover so quickly and raise your level up so much?
Yeah, I took the bathroom break, tried to reset there, but honestly wasn't too upset. I thought I played a pretty good third set. I just had a couple chances, especially at 4-all in the return game, missed a couple easier shots, but in the tiebreak I was just hanging on by a thread, so I thought if I just kept holding serve, I would get chances on return. The conditions were getting a little slower, and I got a break early in the fourth set, and that gave me a lot of confidence again and a jolt of energy. Yeah.
Congratulations, great win. Your experience on clay, can you talk about it a little bit? And today there were so many drop shots, and they were so effective. Have you been using them in the lead-ups, in the wild card playoffs, Savannah, et cetera, that much, or was it just something you realized was working today, so you were just kind of riding it?
I mean, that was definitely a part of the game plan today, but with more and more confidence of hitting that shot well, it just kept coming, and it worked. I mean, he was so far back, especially on return, and I wanted to kind of move him up and back, make the match a little bit more linear instead of side to side, and yeah, after the match, I think Mary Jo said I won like 25 of the 27, which I didn't think it was that much, but it's obviously working really well. So I just kept using it, but it's probably my favorite shot.
And the experience on clay, how much do you have, and how often have you played on it in the last couple of years?
In juniors, the USTA does quite a good job now of making us train a lot on it. So in juniors, I did quite a lot, but then when I went to college, didn't play on it for 3 years until last year. So last year I played maybe 6 or 7 events, but didn't go so great. This year's been a little bit better. I've been playing for the last 2 months, 2.5 months on it. But I think, yeah, each week you just keep learning a little bit more and more about the patterns you want to play and all of that. Yeah.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
Just on what you said about kind of feeling good about your chances going into the match, can I ask how you felt when you saw your draw? Because like, in theory, wildcard 7 seed,
Yeah.
that's like, oh man, tough draw. But like, how did you feel when you saw that? Do you think I got a chance here? I'm feeling this.
I mean, of course, he's a top 10 player. Like he's had so many great results, but I think it just makes it a little bit easier in the sense that I'm completely the underdog. There's no really expectations, and it's not really like a clay court matchup. Maybe like you're not gonna have a lot of long rallies. The conditions were gonna be quite hot today, so it's gonna be a lot of serving. So I feel like in terms of the strategy, it was gonna be quite straightforward. So I think that made it a little bit easier. But of course, I knew it was gonna be a tough match.
And I
but I would say, like, I was excited I knew it was gonna be on a bigger court. So I think that's kind of what I was thinking more. Yeah.
Congratulations, Nishesh. Can you talk about what made you proudest of your game today, and also a little bit about your mentality in this match?
Yeah, I would say just the way I bounced back after the third set, and also in the tie breaks, kind of winning key points, big points against a player like that. I think I raised my level most of the time in the bigger moments, especially my serve. So I'd say that's kind of what I was most happy about. And the mentality, I was able to keep my focus throughout the match. If someone like that will keep raising his level and ask you questions, and I was able to respond quite well today.
Congratulations. Can I ask where you learned French? and where you learned your ball toss. Because I don't think it like looked like you were like flicking your wrist or like it was coming off the like heel of your palm. Can you, am I seeing something correctly there that it's a little bit like different?
Yeah, I think it used to be even more. When I see pictures, it's like I release it a little bit funny, but it just kind of came natural to me, I guess, since I was younger. And for French, I mean, I was working with a French coach earlier this year, so I was taking classes for 5 months. I've still done them maybe like once in the last month, done it much less, but I would say I'm conversational, sort of. So yeah, it's good to use it here.
What are your biggest goals for the future ahead?
What are my biggest goals?
Yeah, for the future in tennis.
I mean, that's a pretty big question, but I think right now I just want to see how far I can go, be the best player I can. But of course, if that means having deep runs in Grand Slams, being ranked top 20, top 10, I don't know. I don't know where it'll take me, but yeah, just try to do everything I can to be the best player I can.
Just out of curiosity, I wonder how you feel the adjustment to the pro game has been since college. I mean, dipping into the top 100 quickly was kind of put you in the spotlight a bit, and since then it's been probably a little bit more of a grind for you. So how you've been living through these last year, and how do you feel about your progress overall?
Yeah, of course, at the beginning, everything was going really well, winning a lot of matches in the challengers. I had a good breakout in my first 250 slam as well last year, and then slowed down a little bit when we switched surfaces to clay and grass, and I think it was all important to learn that. I definitely didn't expect it, but I think every player has their own sort of journey, sort of path, and I think it definitely taught me a lot about who I need around me, what types of scheduling I need to do, what I need to improve on, and I think it definitely was eye-opening to start, I guess, losing so much and then kind of figure out how to improve again, and now I feel like I'm on the right trajectory, so it's been better.
I wanted to just see if you could clarify for me a little bit about your relationship with Gilles Savara, how it went, how it ended, and what is your coaching setup now? Is it primarily you and Dean and USTA coaching?
Yeah, Gilles and I ended after Houston this year, and then the USTA has been helping me since then. Dean Goldfein, David Nankin, they've both kind of been traveling with me the last 2 months or so, one of them, and I've been training more in the USTA in Orlando as well, so it's been great to have all their support, and with the wild card as well here. Yeah.
Any thoughts on the next match against Michelson or Shevchenko? Any preference on who you'd like to play?
No, I think they're both. I mean, Mickelson's obviously ranked higher, but Shevchenko's probably a little bit more of a clay quarter. But Mickelson, I've known him for a long time. We've already played, I don't know, 6 times in our life, a couple times on the pro tour, so I definitely know him better, and that'd be a fun match. So, but yeah, I don't think there's a real preference here. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.